Hello, welcome to You Haven't Blanked That. I'm Forrest.
And this is Jimmy. Okay, Forrest. So today we are going to be talking about the Purge. Mm-hmm. You sound excited.
Oh, yeah.
This is the first Purge. Not to be confused with
the first Purge.
The first Purge. 2013's The Purge. Let me just go into it really quickly. In an America ravaged by crime and overcrowded prisons, the government sanctions an annual 12-hour period during which all criminal activity, including murder, is legal. So, perfect movie.
No.
Perfect movie. Ethan Hawke is in this.
I'm not a big Ethan Hawke fan, dude.
Really?
Not a big Ethan. Like, I've never seen... And again, this is... Like, I think a lot of these movies are just, like, people I don't like. Just vibes I get off of them. And I can never figure out, like, a lot of it. I think it's just vibes I'm getting off of people.
Okay. I love it. You love it. We love it.
I did not love this
movie. You did not love this movie?
No. Fuck no.
So, it's a little predictable.
This movie leans hard into a couple things. And when people take writing classes and they give you examples.
So do you think he wrote this...
No, let me finish.
Story about his wife, how he wants to kill her?
No.
And he wished he had 12 hours to do it? Go ahead.
No. When you give examples, they always say, oh, do this. And I think the reason why the examples always bothered me is because it's not always the way I would go with the story.
Okay.
And I think this is just me as a young child, like, not child, but teenager when you're learning to write and story elements and things.
Uh-huh.
Like, it was just me being like, no, I don't like the way that's done. You know what I mean? And just not knowing it yet, not being honed into that skill, because I hadn't studied it as much.
Yeah.
And didn't know which direction it was going. So I feel like the whole time they're doing all these news report things, that's leaning really heavy into, like, Night of the Living Dead.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
I mean, how much of Night of the Living Dead, how much of the exposition is told through
like,
the radio?
News, yeah.
And I feel like they're kind of doing this. Also, I mean, the whole, let's sit around and watch Purge, let's watch the Purge channel. That whole kind of reminds me of the beginning of that new Dawn of the Dead.
Okay.
Where at the beginning it's all the zombies, like, attacking everybody.
Yeah.
And you're watching all that, you know what I mean? Like...
The new Dawn of the Dead freaks me the fuck out.
That's a good flick. I liked it way more than I thought I was going to.
Yeah, even now it still freaks me out.
So, it's just... these things bother me. And my thing is, oh, cool, you have a lower budget. Does that mean your writing quality is lower also?
Okay, I see what you mean.
And it just bothers me. Like, you can write a good movie, you can write a good cheap movie. Let's look at Evil Dead.
Yeah. So, did you buy into the whole... Because I think, though, with this movie, you have to buy into the whole premise that, like, okay, it's legal to kill people for 12 hours.
When I'm watching something, I'm in a different world.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It's like, it's...
Because a lot of people don't like this movie because they can't perceive that and they don't want, like, they don't do that, they just check out the whole...
And again, I'm gonna quote Ben Affleck. Fictional characters. Yeah. It's fictional characters who live in a different...
Fictional characters!
who live in a different world than yours. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like I said with Batman and any type of comic book movie. There are rules that they have that are the basic rules and histories of these characters.
Right.
And sometimes in these adaptations, when you read an adaptation and a new writer is working on it, they are going to ignore some of those rules. They're going to change some of those rules.
Yeah.
Like it based on that.
Yeah, that premise of the body, you just kind of take it and run with it.
The movie I thought wasn't good, but that wasn't my beef. The setup wasn't my beef.
Okay. Was it the children?
No, it's just the whole way it's written and like the... it's just meh. Like, it just feels like...
It's like, cause basically this is just your home invasion movie with a little bit more gore.
Not even that. Like, what was that?
There's a dash of gore.
It's not even...
Just because it was just bloody.
Yeah, and that's... You know what I mean? And I get I get the whole concept of Blumhouse.
Yeah.
Do it cheap, make money that way so you can do more projects. I don't think they're trying to get money for a bigger budget on something. Yeah. I think they do it as cheap as possible so they can... Their output's much more...
I think and the actually, script had to be good enough to be where Ethan Hawke was like, this seems interesting. I think directing-wise, I don't think it was like whatever.
It's not that
because it talks about like human nature, because it's basically what
But we're not breaking new ground. We're trying to say something, but it's not breaking new ground.
Yeah, it's not.
And you know what I mean? I feel more...
You didn't feel sad at the end? When Ethan was like, I love
you. No,
Or how about with the neighbor? What are that fucking daughter? Just give him the goddamn safe room. Okay,
I'm more forgiving to older movies because as a lot of things were censored. We'll say this. A lot of things were censored until recently.
Yeah.
You know, you didn't talk about a lot of things. So as older cinema did that more, I respect that more because they were actually breaking ground.
Right.
They were breaking things. This one's not. This is just kind of saying like, oh yeah, this sucks.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
The only commentary you're getting is for like, oh man, that sucks. And that's and I felt like that even going into it. Not even going into it, but even like watching commercials and like the reason why I didn't want to watch a lot of these is that's just the vibe I picked up off of it. Because Lisa loves all these movies.
Fuck yeah, she does.
Watches all of them.
Awesome.
Has watched all of them. Fucking loves them.
Did she watch the TV show?
I don't know if she watched the TV show.
The TV show is actually, I think you might like that a little bit more because it goes into the world more and it talks about like the flesh carnivals and it talks about like the weird shit people do, and then it also talks about the sacrificers, the people that are give themselves up to like the people that want to purge as like tributes or whatever. It's fucking interesting. They have like 5 or 6 different main characters that
jump and then
and it's all within the thing, and like you're
seeing they come together at the end type of thing, or no?
I don't want to give anything away.
So
they don't. They don't. It's like the same night, but it's like one of those.
So essentially all they did was made 5 different Purge movies and just chop it up into a TV show.
Yeah, but it's rad.
So you're watching 5 shitty movies at once.
Nah, it's rad. It's rad. Because you see different aspects where like there's like this married couple. Their storyline's a little slow, but like basically they're in this whole like rich environment and they're trying to like fit in, but they don't fit in with the views of like the group of the government. Mm-hmm. So they're very small fish in this giant pond, and they're just kind of like, what do you do? And this story takes off later on. There's like a love triangle going on with them. The interesting ones are the fucking sacrifice ones, and the ones that like give up their like, they go in a bus, and then like the light's blue because blue signifies like, you know, they are participating in the purge.
I saw the blue flowers.
Yeah.
I got that.
And then but then like they come out and then you just see people like in like the mask and the nuns outfits with chains and maces just waiting for them, and they just fucking kill it. It's rad. Super cool. Tell Lisa to watch it.
It's trying to say something, but it's just on like I feel like it just hypothetically shrugs and says, bro, that sucks. Do you want a beer?
Yeah, but the thing though is you have to take in consideration that like the purge has been going on for years at this point, and so people are just kind of like
no
checked out with a lot of different things.
But we're just getting into this. That's fine. They're checked out. I get that.
Yeah.
But we're just getting into that world.
Yeah.
So show it better. Now I'm not saying start with the first purge. I'm not saying like oh, you should show me the very first one like they do eventually.
They do, yeah.
But I'm not saying like for the first movie, you know, I don't feel like they assimilated us into that world as great as they could have.
Okay. Yeah, I see what you mean, because like, yeah, they could have done better at having and
it's not like
visual,
it's not like it's a hard concept to grasp. I grasp the concept of the Purge.
Yeah. Do you think Rick and Morty did a better Purge?
Yes, that Purge episode is great.
I feel like it's the same.
No, what do you mean by it's the same?
Like it's like it's basically they summed up the Purge in like
But that was also interesting.
Like,
You know, that was also kind of interesting because that was in like a Western. Now you show me, you put a twist on it like that, where it's a Western and it's a Purge.
Oh,
you wouldn't watch the fuck out of. Let's have these same rules in this town.
That would be a much better movie if it's like we got to be in the town days before or weeks before, and then like had the Purge happen like in like the third act. That would have been dope. Because then you could see grievances.
Because what you can do is like, the way you can do it is you can even. There's a way where you would have to.
Because it's weird when people interact with each other and threaten each other. Like
you can even have it where you do this.
When they're sharpening knives.
You can't. Yeah, no. But with the way you can do it though is you can have, and you can even set it up this way too, like this movie, is you have it to where it's like the government is going around, and you can't have one purge. You know what I mean? You can't have one purge night. So the government decides, hey, we're going to go to each territory or whatever they're going to go to. And it's happening in this territory at this time.
Oh, rather than like a nationwide.
Yeah. And everybody's shit's going to be off though, because like, oh yeah, maybe your time is this. You're guessing what time.
Well, this is all based on the honor code, Forrest.
But you know what I mean. But,
would you go? Okay, so if you were in the Purge,
Rick and Morty episode was in like a Western town.
Yeah. So if this was
of cats.
Of cats. Yeah. So, what would you do? Would you participate?
I would be deflecting as much as possible because I'm not a killer, but I'm a defender.
Yeah. So, being that all crime is legal, like, would you just be like...
I thought about this. It's just like, here's what my dirty ass would do. Oh, I can fucking steal so much shit online right now.
Yeah. So, basically, I would be pirating videos.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm BitTorrenting the fuck out of everything.
But...
You're gonna... No, I'm gonna watch it at the Purge. What are you talking about? Oh, I watched all the blockbusters from the summer. I just download them at the next Purge.
I'm gonna walk into 7-Eleven and just like steal a banana. Purge. And just run out.
And then he would shoot you.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's the Purge.
My bad.
And then this also brought up the conversation of, do people have barbecues and talk about the Purge after?
They would have... Well, like, they made it seem like it's not... Because, like... I mean, what do you do? Because Ethan Hawke's dead, and like they're like kind of like, oh, okay. And then the alarm goes off, and they're like, okay, I guess that's it.
Purge clock.
Yeah, purge clock. And then, but like, at that point, you put your knife down. I guess you wait till next year. Like,
yeah, but like, what if you had something funny happen to you during a purge? Like, do you say, I was chasing after this guy with a knife, but before that, like, he was sleeping and I tied his shoelaces together. It was great.
I feel like. Yeah, but at the same time...
But, you know what I mean? Like, would that be something you reference later? Like, do you...
I don't think you would.
But what if it was like a really funny fucking story? What if someone was throwing a knife and it missed and hit somebody else? Like, that shit's funny in the Purge.
There would have to be like a Purge...
Okay, like... this is the other thing I was going to get to. There's got to be a stand-up person that does Purge jokes. There's got to be a stand-up comedian that does Purge jokes.
I love that you're diving this far into like the world.
You know what I mean? Like when you think about it, there has to be someone whose material is so edgy.
Yeah.
Literally, that it's Purge jokes, and it's like, so I went and killed someone during the Purge the other day.
Do you think there would be a comedian that was just like?
If there was a Dave Chappelle equivalent in there, he would be making Purge jokes.
So, do you think that there would be a comedian on the night of the Purge kidnapping people and forcing them to like laugh at his jokes?
I don't think he would be doing that. I mean,
he'll be telling his jokes like, and then the one that doesn't, he'll just shoot him. Because he can do whatever he wants.
In the odds of people, like in the odds of someone who's going to participate in the Purge, one of those would be a stand-up comedian.
Yeah.
And you use your things from your personal life. And eventually you're going to have to be so edgy or bring up something so taboo, which if the Purge is that taboo outside of Purge time, outside of that 12 hours... There's got to be a comedian who's like, motherfucker, I just got back from the Purge.
Yeah, or be like, hey, like if somebody heckles him, I'll see you on Purge night, bitch.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like that would be his like. He would wait for that guy to heckle him, and then you make a Purge reference, and then he would do his Purge bit.
Yeah. I think the Purge would keep people in check. If like that was like an actual like thing where like it was like one night, most people would be more better behaved knowing that there are dire consequences.
Yeah, but then there's crazy people who are just gonna fucking purge like
like
in this, like
yeah.
you know what I mean. So no, I mean it's one of those like
So, did you see it coming when like that guy was like, "What would you do if you were?"
Okay, well let's get through a couple things real quick.
Okay.
They needed to go more into why the boyfriend, outside of the boyfriend being older.
Okay.
Why, like, did he catch him fucking? It's just he's older. And then as soon as he was like, I'm there to talk to your pops, I'm like, he's going to try to purge Ethan Hawke. Like, that I saw a million miles away.
Yeah.
They could have hidden that a bit. That could have been one of your twists later on in the movie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That should have been your twist. Because he already said, Ethan Hawke already said, oh, I don't participate in the purge. He wouldn't have killed him. He may have thrown him back outside.
Yeah.
But he wouldn't have killed him. Or, like, the mom would have been... Cause was the mom cool with the boyfriend?
No, it was just that Ethan just didn't like him.
Yeah. So the mom would have been like, you can't throw him outside.
Yeah. Because the mom was an idiot who's all self-compassionate with everybody. That night would have been completely different if it wasn't for that fucking little boy. So
let's go through the family. There's Ethan Hawke.
Yep.
There's the girl who I think is from Game of Thrones. Right?
Is she?
Is she from Game of Thrones? I don't know what the fuck. I thought she was from Game of Thrones.
Okay.
The mom.
Oh.
And then the daughter, whose name I forget, and Charlie. Charlie, I remember. Because Charlie... That's the thing, is like I wasn't clear on Charlie's thoughts for the Purge, right? Because he has this weird murder closet that has, like... It looks like it's very pro-Purge drawings up. And then he gets out of the murder closet and he's all, oh no.
Well, I think as a kid, you tend to gravitate to like stronger things to feel more protected. Stronger, like whatever things to make them
because
feel
like
safe.
it's really, but still, it's really like.
But they can still be afraid of it, like because I remember I had an Alien poster that I liked, but I was terrified of it. So like I'd have it up, but it wouldn't be like it was on the inside of my closet door because I didn't want to see it, but I wanted it. You know what I mean? So it was one of those where it's like.
And then this is so weird. Like even like the mom looks at him like, "What's wrong, Charlie?" And he's like, "It's tonight," and it's like, do you want to murder or not? Like it's really weird. So then Purge o'clock happens.
Yep.
And the daughter's up. She can't be outside. Is the daughter upset she can't be outside and murder?
I think yeah. Because it's one of those where it's like the boyfriend's probably wanting the same thing too. You know what I mean? And they just figured it'd be fun and exciting.
Are they gonna like Bonnie and Clyde? Is that what they're?
I think that's what they were trying to imply.
Is that like the vibe that they're?
That's what I got from it.
And so, then like the boyfriend's in the house.
Yeah. And
I was like thinking, I'm like, is this movie gonna go dark? Like, is he gonna try to rape her because it's legal?
Ooh.
Like, that's how dark I went with this. I'm like, that didn't cross your mind at all?
Nope.
Like,
not at all. I thought just the whole kill her dad and just be like, whoops.
So then
I thought maybe kill the dad, kill the mom, and then that way they could just run off.
So it's so weird because like the daughter's just like, he's just like, I'm not gonna kill your dad. And so she's like, all right, well, I'm going to put on headphones. Well, he's going to, like, go purge the dad. Like, how did you not even think... So the dad accidentally kills the boyfriend while they're fighting. So the leader, who they refer to as the polite leader, he bugs me.
Why?
Yes.
Just the fact that he's so, like, friendly and cocky?
No. That's... No, it's... He feels very entitled to his purge.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Because
he's like...
He's like...
You got...
He's like, I've got
the over, or I'm gonna kill everybody in this house.
He's like, I have the right to purge. You do have the right to purge, but you fucked up and your purgee got away.
Yeah. But at the same time,
no, and I get that.
But he's crimes are illegal. So if he wants to,
are illegal.
That's why he's being like, hey, just give us the guy.
But still, it's just like,
I mean, if somebody cut you off in traffic for us and you found out where that fucker lives and it's purge night, you're not gonna go over there and murder him.
It depends on where he lives. Does he live a fucking block away? That's one thing.
He's across the street.
He's across the street?
He's across the street.
Well, then I would know who that piece of shit was.
So that neighbor, let's say you have a neighbor that always makes garlic bread at 11 o'clock at night. And it makes you be like, I want garlic bread right now. And it ruins your diet. You're not going to kill that son of a bitch?
I mean, did I ask him politely a couple times? Hey, bro, I know it's like 11 o'clock is the best time for garlic bread.
Yeah, and then he say you had that conversation. He looked at you. He goes, "Oh, do you have a problem with garlic bread?" And then he just reaches over for his plate of garlic bread and just eats it right in front of you. Well, you're not gonna kill that guy.
I mean, at that point, I look at him and say, "All bread matters."
I'll be like, "Hey, Luigi, I'll see you Purge night."
So anyway, yeah, so that blonde guy just annoyed the shit out of me. Like, you fucked up your purge. We didn't fuck up your purge. Well, you fucked up your purge. And there's like 50 other people who are purging that he can just go and kill. He even shoots his friend. So your purge is quenched, bro. Your purge is quenched.
So do you think it's he's just high?
No,
I think he's all coked out and just
what I think they're trying to do is they're in a rich area, and that guy's kind of rich guy, and that guy was a bum that there's a homeless guy that they let into their house and he wanted to get. He was just showing off just whipping his fucking I'm a rich guy dick out and I'm gonna kill this bum because I can. Yeah. That's all he's doing, and it's just, you know what I mean?
But it's Persian. It's just to. But
then it wasn't. But the fact that he was still like, I'm gonna kill this motherfucker that's in your house. Yeah. It goes beyond the fact that it's Purge night. Yeah. It is not Purge night at this point. It is, I'm gonna kill this poor man. I'm gonna kill a homeless person. Yeah. That's what it turns into. Yeah. This movie is 85 minutes long. I feel like 20 minutes is looking for the homeless man inside the house.
Yeah, because he just fucking disappears in the house. How big is that fucking house, too?
Yeah. If this was an 80s movie, I feel like Corey Haim would be Charlie. Okay. Corey Feldman would be Charlie. Okay. One of the Coreys would be Charlie. So they find the homeless guy, and they're like, "Oh, we're gonna tie him up." Yeah. Right. But that look on Charlie's face, he was like, "Oh," like, no. That look on his face to me looked like he's gonna go to his fucking murder closet and just jack off to that for fucking 20 minutes, dude. Just like, oh my god! And then my dad fucking tied him up.
My dad killed somebody and he tied somebody up.
So, and then at that point, there's Chekhov's shotgun.
With what?
That shotgun that he has that he uses, it was Chekhov's shotgun. Yeah. And then I feel like that leader is supposed to be like, I feel like they're just generalizing him to be like a young Republican.
Yeah, that kind of is a theory, like a motif in these movies.
Is it? It's young Republicans that want to just do all
this? No, it's just like it kind of gives off that vibe.
Like, the whole thing, yeah, you know what I mean? And so they all come in the house. Now, here's what I think what kind of bothered me about this. Okay. Is that all the...
I was mad.
No. Stop doing that to me. So all the neighbors at the end of the movie, right? We get to the end of the movie, and the neighbors save them because they're like, "Oh, because we're gonna kill you, motherfuckers!" Like that's what's gonna happen. But just cut that shit out. Like you don't need that. Like what they should have done, which would have made it an even better reveal, was that when all those people come in the house, like you find out that when they kill some of those people in the game room. Like, some of them are the fucking neighbors. Oh, okay. That's how you find out they're the neighbors. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, that's what you do. Like, don't have them all come and be like, oh, because we're going to fucking purge you. At that point,
Everyone sit the fuck down and we're going to wait this bitch out. Yeah.
Like, you can still do that scene. You can still have that scene in there. Yeah. But, like when he gets stabbed. Remember he gets stabbed by the blonde guy? Right? Isn't the blonde guy that stabs him? Yeah. Yeah. Like, have that be that fucking neighbor, that blonde neighbor that brought the cookies over. Oh, yeah. And wasn't having her purge party and was like, oh, no, we're not doing it this year. We're not having our purge party.
Oh, yeah.
Like, have it be her, the one that stabs him. You know what I mean? Yeah. The whole time, it would have been a better twist. It would have been a better end to this movie. They're like, thank you for this unforgettable purge, which that's where it got me to that question of like, do people talk about the purge after?
I feel like people want to bring it up because of how.
I mean, there's only.
Plus, like, you don't want to tell people, oh, I fucking ran this old bitch over. Like, it was hilarious. I mean, like.
There's gonna be people who are fucked up like that would totally do that. Yeah. I mean, if you have if you know your audience.
It'd be just like at bars when like you say jokes, then people are like, hey, can you not say those jokes? And you're like, oh, okay.
And then you double down.
Yeah. I'm sure it'd be the same thing. It's just like when you go to certain stores and they tell you, hey,
it would literally be someone be like, hey. My grandmother was killed in the Purge.
Yeah, for sure. Or it'd be like
it would be that. You know what I mean? And there's nothing you can do. It would be in the tone of my grandmother was killed in the Purge, as the same as in like, oh, my grandmother had cancer. Yeah, like it would be the same tone.
Yeah, it would. But the thing too, it'd be the same. I feel like if you were talking about it in public, it'd be just like when you walk into certain stores and you drop an F-bomb, the cashier or whatever was like, hey, can you please not curse? You'd be like, oh, my bad. I'm fucking sorry.
But again, this is what I mean. These Blumhouse movies all do this. The ones I will say that I like. Here's what I will say I like of Blumhouse. Is I like the Conjuring movies. Have you seen the Conjurings?
Yeah.
I haven't seen 2 actually. I've seen 1 and I liked 1.
Yeah.
I'm gonna see. 2 is on. It's on my HBO right now, so I'm gonna watch Conjuring.
The Conjuring is the one with the
Warrens.
The Warrens. Yeah.
I like those, and I kind of like. I don't even really like those actors, like the one who plays Lorraine Warren.
Oh yeah.
I don't like her.
So most of those cases are very accurate.
Yeah, and that.
From our notes
but that's also James Wan is a good director too, though. I like, with the exception of Aquaman. I like James Wan's movies.
You didn't like Aquaman? I like the
brightness
of the colors.
I didn't even finish fucking Aquaman.
Oh man.
But so all these movies are great, and you know what I mean. Like you can make. Okay, here's what I did: is I found a movie that was kind of low budgety, and it was kind of like suggested to me on Facebook, where this guy made a movie. He was like, I had no money on my account, and I made this movie.
Yeah.
Just made it, and it's very simple. It is as simple as you can be.
What movie?
And it's this movie called Don't Run, and it's on Amazon.
Okay.
I watched it last night for the purpose because we were kind of talking. We were watching The Purge.
Is it about? Oh, is that the movie about how to jog?
No, it's not. It's a horror flick.
Okay.
So kid moves into this new house, and he's there living in it, and he's got anxiety, like hardcore anxiety, and he's kind of a nerdy kid and doesn't really go out and talk much.
Yeah.
And so it's his first day at school, and he goes there, and these kids are all like, "Oh yeah, like you're the new kid, so like when the fucking bus driver gets here, you got to be in your underwear."
Okay.
Like,
okay. Yeah. So they're just like hazing him.
Yeah, and just kind of like hazing him and trying to get. And he's like, "Oh, everybody does this, bro. Like everybody does this." And he's like, "No, I'm not doing this. This sounds stupid."
Yeah.
And he doesn't do it. And so then they try to fight him a bit, and he runs off and doesn't get on the bus and just fucking leaves. Uh-huh. And then some girls walking up as he runs off. This is his neighbor.
Yeah.
The mom had gone to go meet the neighbors before, and he didn't want to go over. Like he saw the girl walking up and got all like boner nervous and didn't want to talk to her. And so he his mom, he takes medicine, like I think he takes like anxiety medicine or some type of medicine, and his mom goes to get it the next day, and when she comes back, she's gotten the wrong kind. So he's like, "Hey, you got the wrong kind," and she's like, "Okay, well, go with me to go get some more fucking medicine." And he's like, "No, you don't need me to go with you. Just fucking go."
This is the kid?
Well, he doesn't say fucking, but he's like, "Just go."
Yeah.
And so he does, and the mom has a car accident, rolls her fucking car.
And
dies. So his aunt comes in to live and kind of take care of him and stuff, right? And while the aunt's there, this fucking he hears like a growling up in his closet.
Yeah.
And there's like a little door behind his closet he keeps hearing a growling in. So he's talking to his aunt about everything. He goes downstairs and there's this guy downstairs. Uh-huh. He's all fucking. He's got like
So is there an uncle downstairs?
So no, it's not an uncle.
Okay.
It's just some dude. Some guy's downstairs. And he's kind of covered up, like he's got all like long sleeves on, and like this is what they did to kind of get away around. He goes, I'm all covered up because my appearance would frighten you. Okay, that's fine. It's a little cheap, but
yeah,
it'll work. He goes, there's a monster upstairs in your closet. It's my pet. If you're not in bed by sundown every night, it's gonna fucking kill you.
Oh shit.
So.
Parenting.
Yeah. So it kills the ant, and you can hear the ant inside the closet and stuff, right?
What the fuck?
And out of nowhere, at one point, like the next day, the doorbell rings, and he goes to answer the door. He keeps answering the doorbell because he wants to make sure people think there's someone still living there.
Okay.
Kind of because he knows because if not, then someone will come and take him away like that. So there's a social worker, right?
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, is your aunt here? Because they know that the aunt's watching him, and he goes, oh no, she's not in at the moment. And all of a sudden she pops up behind him and goes, oh hey, I gotta go. It's almost time for the sun's almost down, so she's like, oh, you need to go upstairs and go to bed, go lay down, go to your room, gotta hang out up there. And he's kind of sitting on the stairs and kind of like, what the fuck's going on? Like, she's fucking dead.
Yeah.
And then she kind of walks upstairs like halfway up to the stairs and goes, go to bed. But in like that guy's voice.
What the fuck?
And so he goes upstairs and there's a monster. And you see this giant hand come over and it tries to eat him. It tries to mess with his dog. And
it's called Don't Run?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so if you're going to watch it, I'm going to stop right there.
Stop right there. Okay.
My point of it is it's not the best acted movie. It's closer to like a budget like you would see on an Evil Dead. But I enjoyed this movie immensely more than than The Purge. You know what I mean? Like, it just...
Because you hate quality.
No, I don't hate quality.
I'm sure James Cameron begs to differ.
It's not that I hate quality. Just, it's not good. Like, it just wasn't good. It tries to do... Okay, this one, I can see it being kind of a metaphor for anxiety. Like a hardcore...
Okay.
Like, and this guy wrote it, directed it, and shot it and did everything. And like, I think he's probably pops up as one of the people who does it. But there's a lot more. There's a couple more things to it, and it's interesting how they do everything, and it works. It works really well. Like I said, I'll take a good story. Like the story in this is much better, and it's it's almost the same thing where it's one location for most of the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think you go to another house every once in a while. He pops off property here and there a couple times. But one location the whole time, and it was really fucking good. Like, I was really impressed, and you can... I liked it much more than I liked The Purge.
Yeah, I don't know what else to say. I like The Purge.
I don't.
I like The Purge. The second one is dope. The third one's awesome. I haven't seen the first Purge. But I've seen...
There's 4 Purge movies?
Isn't there? There's...
Oh, yeah, because there's Anarchy and Election Year.
Yeah.
I know what they are, because they fucking put them out all the time.
And then the first Purge just came out. But the show, I think, is more in depth, which you get more story from. And I think... I doubt that you'll watch it. But,
no, I'm not going to wait. I'm not wasting any more time on The Purge.
But give Purge 2, 3, and 4 a view. When you get a chance.
I had to fucking pay to watch this, so no.
Okay, well.
Jimmy, what have you been blanking lately?
Oh, okay. So, I've been watching a little show. Actually, binge watched the whole fucking season.
Okay.
Upload. Have you heard of Upload?
Is that the Google, Amazon one, I mean?
Yeah, it's the Amazon
Prime. The guy
Prime.
from The Office did it? Greg Daniels did it?
Yeah, the guy did it. He wrote it.
I've heard it's good.
It's labeled as a comedy. It's not really
Well, I've heard that about Space Force also, though. And that's the same guy. It's Greg Daniels also.
Oh, okay, cool.
And I've heard, but he can ride that line. I mean, even from watching The Office being what it is, does write that line of drama every once in a while.
Well, this is for Upload. It has a Robbie Amell, which is like what's his face?
I know, Green Arrow's brother.
Green Arrow's brother, and it's basically like. Do you know the premise of the show?
You're about to. Is it that you're about to die and you can be put into this hard drive?
Yeah.
Okay, so, but that's kind of that one I was telling you about from. He must have gotten it from that Black Mirror episode.
Well, all those are probably bumming it off the idea of Caprica, which is the Battlestar Galactica spin-off show, the prequel to the shows, because it's the same thing where it's like everyone is like believes in multi-gods, but then there's this fascist group that only believes in one true god. That daughter ends up like dying in that show. Okay. But they have like all her like memories in like this hard drive or whatever, so they generate an AI of her, and she only lives in like this like cloud area, but then spoilers that she ends up like starting the revolution with the robots and causes them to go ascension and like kill everybody.
Is that like an ending of the first season type of thing, and then like second season is robot revolution?
Well,
and then we get Detroit become human.
They canceled the show before they got that far. Yeah. But with Upload, it's more like
it looks like it was kind of a mystery a bit.
Yeah, it has a very mystery elements, and like you got to figure out like because Robbie Amell ends up like being uploaded, but it's one of those where it's like they don't believe in like heaven, so they believe this is your only shot. And then, but then it's weird, like as like you like.
So is it kind of like remember that movie we watched like years ago? I think we watched it like this is probably like 10, 11 years ago. That Defending Your Life, kind of. Oh yeah, kind of. Or you get to see what happened on Earth type of thing, or
well, this one like
is it kind of like that world, but not that element of going back and watching the replay of your life?
No, it's not. Basically, it's like it's. But what's odd is like so the people are dead, right? So
they're confirmed dead, or they're about to die.
A lot of people are dead who are like
some people are. I know some people on like life support type of thing, and there's kind of like their trial type.
No. Okay. Like so they're dead, and then but like Robbie Amell, he gets into a accident, and then he has to make a decision what he wants to do, like either die, like or maybe get uploaded, like or he's working on something, but like he either dies or like he is dating this like really rich bitchy girl that like he was about to break up with, and then he got in this accident,
and then you find out she's not a piece of shit.
And then so he's like basically he's like, okay, well, she's like, I want to sign these paperwork. I'll get you into whatever the richest area of like heaven could be, and then like
okay,
and then he's like, so send the paperwork, and he's like, well, I was kind of wanting to break up with you. So he just ends up signing the paperwork, and then he gets scanned into like the computer or uploaded into the computer. But then like his girlfriend, the one that he was about to break up with, is now financially in charge of his afterlife. And so like
well, that's interesting.
So like he's like,
so does the girlfriend know he wanted to break up with her?
Yeah. And then so like, but they're trying to make it work, you know what I mean? And then so, but as they're there, like this is like the highest end or whatever. But like, everything is priced. So if you want, like, you're like it's like a resort. Like so, you're inside like this like hotel, and then if you're trying to get like apples or whatever, they try to charge you for it. Mm-hmm. If you try to make, but what's odd is that you can make phone calls to the real world. So like you could communicate back and forth between the real world and the fake world, and then they have like funerals, which is like weird because he's attending. You're dead, but like there's this giant screen, so you're like literally seeing the other side. It's trippy. It's an interesting take. But
did you see the show on Amazon also? It's got Maya Rudolph and Fred Armisen called Forever.
No, I saw it on there. I wanted to watch it, but I haven't gotten to it.
Finish it. I liked what I saw, but I think if you binged all this sounds like it would be your cup of tea.
Yeah.
So what happens is Fred Armisen and Maya Rudolph are in this relationship, and it's just she's not real happy with it.
Yeah.
And he dies partway through, and she starts, and her life gets better, and she starts living it up. But then she dies, and when she wakes up in the afterlife, he's there waiting for her. Ah,
damn, that's funny.
and I don't know. There's more to it. Like it's a very slow build.
Yeah.
And I just said that I lost interest. I just didn't get back to it.
Yeah.
So I need to start it over and give it a chance. But there was mysteries and things that are happening, and it's all this weird stuff.
Yeah. But I don't know. Give Upload a watch. It's good. It's cheesy at times, and it's kind of like slightly predictable in like little situations. But yeah, I liked it. That's pretty good.
I watched a couple movies on Friday.
Oh yeah, what'd you watch?
I watched Scoob, the new Scooby-Doo movie.
Oh, okay. How is it?
It's okay.
The trailer kind of made me misty-eyed.
Oh, dude, my daughter Emily started crying at the end of the movie.
Oh, really? Okay.
And I'm all like, I can't tell you because it'll ruin the movie for you. It's on HBO Max right now. Yeah. It's free on HBO Max.
Oh, okay.
It just came on this week. So we watched that, and I grew up watching all those because USA. I mean, I think throughout all the channels, all that Hanna-Barbera stuff was like. Some of it was on TNT, some of it was on TBS, some of it was on USA, because like Shirt Tales I think is Hanna-Barbera also.
Yeah.
Shirt Tales?
Yeah.
I think when Warner Brothers got most of the rights, when they bought most of the rights for it, that's when they kind of put everything on Cartoon Network, and then they started making their own stuff for Cartoon Network and moved it over to Boomerang.
Oh,
which Boomerang is like all the old shows.
Yeah.
If you watch all the shows, like Birdman pops up in it, Dick Dastardly pops up in it.
Oh, that's dope.
Billy West is Muttley. Yeah, it's if you know all those characters, it's cool. Here's one that was weird, and I was like, yeah, I'm kind of into this. Captain Caveman, Tracy Morgan.
Really?
Yeah.
That's fucking rad.
Yeah, I wish he was more like
Tracy Morgan.
Tracy Morgan.
Yeah.
But I'm like, no, I'll take this. I'll take Tracy Morgan as Captain Caveman.
It's dope.
But then I watched a movie that I've been wanting to watch for years and never watched, and it's free on Amazon right now. So I was like, I'll give it a chance because like a lot of people told me like to give it a chance. Do the Right Thing.
Do the Right Thing.
The Spike Lee movie. Coming from a very right-wing family, they kind of shit on Spike Lee a lot.
Okay.
Because he has radical ideas different than theirs. And they're not... And when you watch it, there's some funny shit in that movie. A lot of people, it's their first movie. This is Martin Lawrence's first movie.
Oh, wow.
This is Rosie Perez's first movie.
Wow.
Bill Nunn, do you remember Bill Nunn?
How old is this movie?
87 or 89.
Okay, that makes more sense. Okay.
And I don't know why, you know what I mean? I've not seen a lot of things from Spike Lee. I mean, he's been there, you know what I mean? He's someone who's always been there, and I know who he is, and I know he's a film director.
Yeah.
I really liked the movie. I liked it more than I got the same feeling after I watched An Alternative, where it was like, this is good, there's a lot to unpack, and I need to go back to it. Okay. But it was for different reasons. You know, No Alternative was about mental health and suicide and therapy and learning how to deal with that.
Right.
Whereas this is about racism and you know, a lot of this stuff is popping up right now with everything that's happening. So it's like, all right, I'll give it a chance. I'll watch anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's really good. I had one beef with the way things escalate towards the end of the movie. So I need to watch it again and see if there's something I missed, because that was like the last movie I watched of the night. So it was like I started
So
I started, not that it was boring, because it's not boring at all. And there's Giancarlo Esposito, who plays Gus from Breaking Bad. He's in it, and he's all young and has hair and shit. And like, it was really good. Bill Nunn, who played, because you know where a lot of these people are from.
Yeah.
Bill Nunn was the guy who played Robbie Robertson in the Sam Raimi Spider-Man.
Okay, I need to watch
and
this movie.
It's good. I started the Duck and Egg.
Oh,
I got
did you?
through 2 of those. There's only like 3 stories, so I'm on the last story. That book that I found.
How do you like Dunkin' and Egg?
The setup gets a little,
repetitive,
and I think that's what my beef is with getting into Game of Thrones and fantasy.
It's just
the
slow
setup, and it's, I know you're establishing the world.
Yeah.
So it's one of those. Yeah, I like them. Like, I like how the stories progress, and I like. So yeah, I mean, I like them more, and they're really easier to digest than Game of Thrones is. I kind of go back and forth. Like I told you, I'm reading like 2 or 3 books at a time right now. Or I'm listening to 2 or 3 books. So once I finish one, like, I have to like let that digest. I can't, you know what I mean? Like, once I finish one of those stories, I let it digest. Jump to another book called Cherry by a guy named Nico Walker, and he was like this drug addict, and he was in the army. And he was doing bank robberies towards the end, and they're the Russo brothers are working on a movie about him. So anytime I see people that I like working on something, if there's a book, I will find the book to go listen to it and get to it, before they even start filming. I am listening to a book right now called Pimp: The History of My Life by Iceberg Slim. I don't know how I stumbled upon it somehow when I was looking online this week. If there was an art of war about pimping, this is essentially what it would be, and it's about his story too. But it has the bitch, like the person like narrating it does all that, like the bitch.
That's fucking rad.
And then, the other thing that kind of throws me off on it is every once in a while they'll try to use sound effects. So he'll be talking about, hitting somebody or something, and out of nowhere you'll just hear, and like it was raining on the window, and then you'll hear rain on the window, but it's just like stock, like it's not.
Oh, that's weird.
It's really weird. And then, but all that being said, though, he has a mastery over the English language and vulgarity that I could only wish that I have.
Now I want to read it.
It is so fucking good. But that does come. It is a double-edged sword because there's some weird metaphors in there.
Okay.
The one that sticks out that I remember was, that's like a pope in the cat house. Reading whatever. I'm getting through, like I said, 2 or 3 books at a time right now. And doing that.
Nice. Was it? I finished reading Egregories. That's the story of, like, thought beings.
Thought beings?
Yes, I got it from, like, the Theosophical Society.
Okay.
You have to pay a member to, like...
I'm sorry, I don't think you should pay for something you can't pronounce.
Yeah. Well, I just wanted
to... If you can't park it, you shouldn't own it. And if you can't pronounce it, don't throw them money.
Well, it's one of those where it's like, I'm not a member. I just went to check it out. But they have like a really large occult like library, and I wanted to be a part of it. And then so I went to go, oh, show me a tour, and I just stayed in the library. Interesting book. Trippy. It's about like thought projections and how like, you know, people like create these thought beings unwillingly, and they just kind of like become independent and then do their own thing. And I've also been reading this book called Cloud of Sparrows. I've been trying to read this book forever. It's supposed to be like a great samurai story, but like I get to a certain point and I just dip out every time with that story, and I'm right at that point again. It's by Takashi Matsuoka. But the other show that I was watching, Forrest, that I kind of hit you up about is Perry Mason.
I finished that episode.
All right.
I got to finish that episode.
What'd you think?
I like it. It's a little slow at first right now, though.
Yeah, it starts off with that baby murder.
Yeah, which...
Creepy, yeah.
Yeah, and then, like, well, the one that gets you is that dead baby, when he sees the dead baby at the end, and he's like, that was pretty...
But I love that it's a very, like, 40s noir-y, very, like, detective-y.
Yeah, well, that was supposed to be Robert Downey Jr., and just shit got in the way, like, scheduling got in the way.
Oh, really? That would have been so good.
Do it.
Yeah.
So he was the one, but that's why he's a producer on there, because he had been, like, he was going to be the main lead on that.
Yeah.
But I like that cast, dude. You got Lithgow in anything I'm in.
Yeah, and I was shocked how like detailed everything was. Like the city itself, the carts, the people.
They do a lot of good job on all that in general. You know what I mean? Like,
and then I like that Latin woman. She was hot. But I like how she's kind of like, I drink and this is what I am. Like, you know, like, do you want to come with me to Mexico? Blah, blah, blah. And he's like, no. And you could tell they already have that strange relationship. Like, they do so much with acting without telling you. I liked it a lot. Forrest, next week, Aliens. That's what we're watching. So
that's all I'm saying.
That's all I'm saying. Get ready.
Well, that's going to do it for the episode this week. If you have any questions or comments, you can hit us up at our Instagram
at YHBlankThat,
or you can email us at yhblankthat@gmail.com.
Bye.
Bye.